Okay, good morning, and welcome to lesson 2-4 for us. If you're in the note packet, it is the last page of the packet. If not, you just want to write down the 3 examples that I'm going to give here. And our last lesson for this section is going to focus on some kind of different solutions where you won't have a solution or every single solution works. Okay, so our example 1 is a long one. It says solve 2x plus 3 plus 2x plus 3 plus x equal 2x plus 2 plus 2x plus 2 plus 2x plus 2. Woo! Okay, so clearly we need to make this equation quite a bit smaller before we start. Let me remind you that any of the x's on here that don't have a number in front actually get a 1. So if you notice on the left-hand side, we have x without a number here and 1 right next to it. So let's think about this for a second. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 separate variables here, and then on the other side of the equation we have 1, 2, 3 separate. So the first thing we want to do is combine like terms on either side. So let's start with our 2x here, our positive 2x here, our positive 1x, and another positive 1x. So these can all go together since they're like terms. So 2x plus 2x is 4x, plus another x is 5x, plus another 1x is 6x. So if we put them all together, on this side we have 6x. Okay, now we also have 2 plus 3's in there. And since those do not have a variable, both of them, we can actually combine those as well. So plus 3, well, 3 plus 3 gives us 6. So on this side, we've already condensed it down quite a bit. Let's do the same on the other side now. So 2x here can go with a positive 2x here and another positive 2x. So 2x plus 2x plus 2x is 6x again. All right, and now we're left with 2 and a 2 and a 2, and none of those have a variable attached, so we can combine those as well. Positive 2, positive 2, positive 2 is going to give us positive 6 altogether. Now, right away, you will notice that our equation turned out the same on both sides. That is important, and as we go through this, if you identify that right away, you can skip right to the answer, but I want to show you what ends up happening if we solve this, okay? And so if we use what we've been doing and we start by looking, okay, we've got an x on either side. So let's cancel one of them out. So let's start with this one. If I subtract 6x here and I subtract 6x here, that one cancels and that one technically cancels, but let's put it as a 0x. All right, bring down plus 6 equals, and then put our 6 down here. Bring that 6 down. Okay, so if we have done this, this 6 is safe. We got to get this one out. So the opposite of plus 6 would be minus 6. Let me use a different color so we can make sure we're all on the same thing. So minus 6, minus 6. All right, and I'm going to put my answer here. So 0x is what we have left here. And then 6 minus 6 is 0. Okay, so the idea, let's think about this. This is going to be a number. 0 times any number we put in here is going to equal 0. This works every single time. So our answer here is not just one number. Our answer, when this happens, is infinite solutions. That means that every single number that you can think of to put in for x is going to work. The other thing that we also use for infinite solutions, sometimes we use the words, and I'll put it up here, all real numbers. That is going to be a way that you'll see that. And the sign for it, sometimes they use the infinity sign, which is a sideways 8, like this. Okay, so all of these might be what you would see if you were doing multiple choice or in different texts. Okay, so that's the first weird thing we see today. Okay, let's go to example 2. So example 2, let's start with what we learned yesterday, and that is that no matter what side of the equation you're on, if you've got parentheses, you need to distribute and get rid of those first. So we're going to do that first. All right, we'll do 3 times 2x is 6x. And then 3 times 5, positive 5, is going to be positive 15. Now on this side, we're going to do 2 times 3x is again 6x. And 2 times 3 is positive 6. Okay, so you're thinking probably to yourself, this looks similar to the one on top. Now, the one on top, we had the same exact thing on both sides in the beginning. This one has the same 6x, but we have different numbers that are being added on each side. Okay, so let's see what happens this time. All right, we'll start by canceling out our variable. Okay, so minus 6x cancels, minus 6x. We're still going to go through this. So 6x minus 6x is 0x. Bring down plus 15 equals, and bring down that 6. Okay, so now this 6 is already safe. We want to cancel out the 15. We want to get that out. So the opposite of plus 15 would be minus 15. All right, so we're minus 15 on both sides. That one cancels. So now I've got 0x, 6 minus 15 is going to give me negative 9. Okay, so we just talked about this at the end, but 0 times a number has to be 0. There is no number that we can multiply here, nothing that x could be, that would give us negative 9 by multiplying by 0. And so this one, if you get 0x equaling a number over here, there's actually no solution to this, okay? And so the answer here is going to literally be no solution. The symbol for no solution is a 0 with a slash through it. Now, one thing about this, if you are doing this in a calculator and you go all the way through and you decided to divide by 0 here, your calculator will say error, and that means there's no solution. The problem is, this will say error as well if you were to divide up here, so you can't really depend on that. The difference is you have zeros on both sides here, you have a 0 next to the x, and a number at the end here, so that's how you tell the difference. Okay, one last one. Example 3, solve this one. So on this one, we have some decimals, so if you need to, please use a calculator. Make sure you have that handy, or your phone, or on your Chromebook. Okay, so let's go ahead and start this one. All right, so 4, there's a 1 in front of this x. 4 times 1x would be 4x. And then 4 times 1.2 is going to be positive 4.8. Okay, so then on the other side, we have equals, and there's no parentheses over here, but let's put the 1 in front of that x, plus 2.5 plus 2x plus 4.5. Okay, clearly there is way too much going on the right side of our equation, so that is an indication we need to add like terms. Okay, so let's take a look. 1x can be combined with positive 2x, and at the same time, we can get this out of the way. Neither of these have a variable, so positive 2.5 could be combined with positive 4.5. So let's rewrite. 1x plus 2x is going to give me 3x. Okay, and positive 2.5 plus positive 4.5 is going to give me positive 7. Okay, so we write those down. Now let's bring the other side of the equation down. So 4x plus 4.8 equals 3x plus 7. All right, let's go through the steps that we know how to do. We'll start by combining our x's and canceling over here. So we're going to subtract 3x here and subtract it here. All right, so 4x minus 3x is going to give us 1x. Let's make sure we're on screen here. Yep. And then we'll bring down our positive 4.8 equals, and now we're going to bring down our 7. Okay, so 7's safe, and we have to get 1 and the 4.8 out. So we'll start with a 4.8. Subtract 4.8, subtract 4.8. Okay, so 1x, bring that down. 7, oops, I added that there. Sorry, I said subtract, but I wrote add. So 7 minus 4.8 on that side is going to give you 2.2. And the last step here is going to be to divide by 1, technically. So x equal 2.2. So this one is exactly like we have been doing. So the idea is that sometimes there is one solution, and it's the number that you get. Okay, so when you solve it all out, you get a number as the answer. Sometimes, though, you're going to end up getting 0 on both sides of your equation like we did here. And then that means we have infinite solutions. And sometimes we're going to end up with a 0 next to our x equaling a number, and that's going to be no solution. Hopefully that's helpful. If you're in my class today, our worksheet that goes with this is going to be the 1, none, and infinite solutions worksheet. If you're just watching to help you out, hopefully you found that helpful, and I hope that you have a great day.